Everett. I am a celebrity hairstylist. I've been doing hair for almost 20 years. I get to work with a lot of your faves. I don't know, Tamar, Viola Davis, Taraji P. Henson, a lot of the cuties from Nickelodeon, like Daniela Perkins, Lizzie Green, all of the cuties, So I'm pulling up names just, because folks want to know why should they listen to you. But we are here tonight to discuss to catch up a beautician. Y'all don't laugh at me because my pronunciation. We're here to discuss To Catch a Beautician. It aired on VH1 yesterday. It's hosted by Johnny Wright, who many of you guys know as, I think, his first hairstylist of the United States. Like, he was Michelle Obama's hairstylist. She's FLOTUS, so he was her hairstylist, her public hairstylist, because her private hairstylist was Yanae Dina. And Tamar Braxton, you all know her from the show The Braxton. She's a famous singer. She's one of 6 DMV Stand Up. So I got to test my delay on here because sometimes you get a delay when you're live casting and stuff. So I need you guys in the comments to give me some hearts and some smiles so I can see where you are with me because, we get ready to start flowing through here. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. Facebook, I need your comments too. Let me know how everything's going. Instagram, if you're on here and you got something you really want to say, make sure to put it in the comment box, okay? All right, yeah, we do have a little bit of a delay, probably like at least 30-second delay. Instagram, Facebook, it looks like a 20-second delay. So I'm gonna keep that in mind as I rock. That's right. So yeah, put those hearts below on the side, not just in your comments. It also lets Instagram know I'm saying something worth listening to. So that's why I like for you guys to do it. Okay, who saw To Catch a Beautician? I'm going to let my bias show ahead of time. I freaking love the premise of the show. So I freaking love the premise of To Catch a Beautician. What I understood the premise to be is a hair issue occurs. Someone goes to get their hair done. It does not come out right. That client then reaches out to or is selected by Johnny Wright and Tamar to express their distaste. Johnny Wright will then invite the hairstylist in for a conversation about their skills, many times under the premise that they are applying to interview to work at Johnny's new salon in LA. So while he's in the interview process with the hairstylist, he's going through their different looks and their different hairstyles, and they're like, oh, explain this, explain that. And then he'll like pop up a picture of the person who's unhappy and talk to the hairstylist about it. Then Johnny walks them through some steps on how to improve the hairstyle. And then they are able to try again on that client, and there is a big reveal at the end. It appears to me that Tamar's role is kind of like the hype girl, what your girlfriend would say about getting your hair done, and Johnny's role is bringing the technical skills. And you never know, Johnny might pop on. I did invite him, and I saw that he saw I was going live today discussing the show. I know a lot of people got problems with your girl Tamar because she is certainly not known for her hair looking great. Sorry. But everything happens for a reason. You guys know I teach classes, and I'm always teaching about styling different hair textures, styling different ways, and styling under time crunch as well as styling under pressure. These issues happen when you're not used to styling under pressure. So I applaud them having Tamar because she is very high energy. So at least it's not getting like super deep, like with her and her family and they're fighting over really personal stuff. She is saying what your girlfriend would say to you after getting your hair done. So I'm happy she's there, and I'm happy that Johnny was there. I felt He brought a lot of realness to the show. I felt he gave what these shows are missing, which is the technical skill and the know-how. So I'm going to go through episode by episode. So there's only 2 episodes thus far. The first episode, y'all know I ain't even look at the name, but so we just going to call it Bad Weave. Your girl Taylor went and got her hair done. She got a real long weave. To me, a simple enough process. She showed pictures of her edges being ripped out, and you know a lot of sisters have their edges ripped out. Hey, Sonia, I see you, boo. A lot of sisters have had their edges ripped out. A lot of women. See, people think that's a black-only thing, having your edges ripped out, but anytime you're getting your hair done and it's pulled and ripped on, or let's take dancers, ballet dancers. If you notice them, ballet dancers of all ethnicities, it's not uncommon to see the hair is ripped out on the roots because it's pulled back so tight. Can we keep those hearts and stuff going so that Facebook and Instagram know I'm saying something worth listening to? Also, if you have any comments that you really want to come up or any questions, make sure you put it where the question mark is, right next to the comment box. I'm sure the show will repeat. I didn't get to watch it yesterday. I watched it on the VH1 app. Okay, so the client was Taylor and the hairstylist name was Keisha. Keisha, I think, was just so freaking over Taylor. Taylor seemed to be a lot. She was a very voluptuous Zumba instructor. She appeared to have done a lot of things to her body to look a particular way. I'm only bringing it up because there will be no body shaming on any of my broadcasts. I'm only bringing that up to show that I do believe Keisha when Keisha says that Taylor is very picky and won't sit still and does a lot of moving and then goes home and changes her hair and glues in tracks and all of that other stuff. I was really surprised at how Johnny called out the client as well as the hairstylist. So Johnny pointed out to the hairstylist new ways that she could have done the hair. He showed her a new braid down pattern. I enjoyed the technical because a lot of you are out here doing weaves and ripping out people's hair. Stop pulling so hard. Also, as someone who is extremely tender-headed, like I was not even allowed to get my hair done as a child professionally. I started doing my own hair at 6 and I've only gotten my hair done professionally maybe 10 times. When I tell you I am tender-headed, I need you guys to understand that the tighter you pull does not make the braid tighter. It'll just rip out the hair. You actually can get a braid closer to the scalp laying where you want it by gingerly braiding and taking your time. Ripping on hair just rips out the hair. I'm glad Faith is saying she's glad he called Taylor out. Putting hair on your, glue on your hairline. So many things I want to say. I don't have a thick hairline. Many people are allergic to the chemicals used in glue. If your hairline is already stressed and struggling and you put glue on it, you can rip it out. Don't do that. Don't rip out your hair. I understand. Yes, Gabrielle, I am on Facebook and Instagram, and I am here for all your comments because I saw you were posting about this too. So, join in, mama. I know what it's like to have a fine hairline and you want to fill it in and you want to look good. Look, I'm going to drop some gems for y'all now. You don't need to glue in hair, especially somebody who's sweating and stuff like Taylor because she is doing Zumba classes. That's a chemical of glue. This is your hairline that's pulled out with exposed nerves. And then when you add the sweat, you're creating a chemical reaction and your hair is going to come out. The name of the show that we are discussing is To Catch a Beautician. Hey, Alicia, I really did like the show. It gave me a lot to talk about. We're going through details by details. Okay. I also applauded Tamar and Johnny for bringing out something that is too often ignored. everybody's not your client. If you can't get along with this client, maybe for great reason, don't do their hair. Don't do their hair. I completely can see that Taylor was working Keisha's got dog on nerves. So she went to ripping and pulling on that hair. Don't lose your license because you're beefing with somebody. Okay, it's just not worth it. I also liked when I say that the hair is being ripped on, another way of saying is traction alopecia. So people know about alopecia as in they don't have hair. Hair loss literally. Alopecia literally means hair loss. It's not a descriptor of how it happens. So traction alopecia is you started ripping on that hair and you ripped out the hair. Okay, y'all, if you can't get along with these clients, don't do their hair. Let's see what comments we got on Instagram thus far, because I got a lot more to say. Okay, so Styles by Stacy, we're going to come back to that one because we're going to get to that episode. I want to talk about the second episode in detail. Here by Nathaniel J. Do you feel this will give us as Black hairstylists a bad name? I'm hoping that it won't. I think that they chose on the first episode to have a client who you were not completely clear of her ethnicity because they wanted to avoid giving Black stylists a bad name. And I noticed in the background as Johnny's walking through his stylist, it's multi-ethnic, multi-textured hair. I also noticed that on the intro, they show a lot of different stylists, but I do think it's going to draw attention to the fact it appeared to me, because these shows haven't aired, that every time, like when they showed a preview, every time they showed a stylist, the stylist looked like the client was the same ethnicity and similar hair texture. So I'm already enjoying the fact that Johnny is showing the importance of knowing how to style all hair textures. You know the ish I be talking about in my classes at themonalife.com. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. Y'all hit me with what y'all want to talk about. Faith, you're putting good stuff in here. If you're on Instagram, I want you to put it where it's a question mark next to the comment box. So when you put your comments that way, when I draw it up, everybody can see who's talking to me and what's really being said. Let's see what Facebook talking about over here. Yeah, Gabriella's saying she would absolutely refuse to work with Taylor. It wasn't a good fit. Absolutely. So, Gabrielle, when I went on the VH1 app, there were 2 episodes. I don't know if they showed 2 episodes or not, but there were 2 episodes. Okay, Facebook, y'all better come on through here, Facebook. We got a lot of viewers on Facebook. Facebook, y'all hit me with y'all questions. Give me those likes. Give me those hearts. I want to know what you guys feel about So to Catch a Beautician. It aired for, my understanding was it aired for the first time yesterday on Memorial Day. And I am just super over the top excited that we have a show on regular TV showing the complexities of hairstyling. I mean, what other show shows the complexity of hairstyling the way this is? You know, Johnny is very lighthearted and very good at what he does. He brought a show to prime time that makes you respect the hard work of hairstylists. I think they key and they laugh a lot on the show, but that doesn't mean that they aren't taking it seriously. And I certainly appreciate that. Let's see what we got in this comment box. Okay, Stacy B, you know we about to get into the second episode, which was your girl. Hold on. Let me, because I got notes over here on this computer about the second episode. Child. Do y'all see me making eye contact about the second episode where the hairstylist was on set and she worked with Sherry? You know, you guys know Sherry from Punky Brewster, and she played one of the girlfriends on Family Matters, you know, Urkel's show. She has been on the scene for many episodes. I don't know that she is an everyday name when she walks down the street, but I think if she was standing in front of you, I think the average TV watcher would notice Cherry. She's hardworking. She's been in this game a very long time. And I mean, there's so much I could say. So the client was Sherry. the recognizable actress, and the hairstylist was Adele. Adele worked on set like I do, you know. So Adele works with a lot of different hair textures. She called herself a traveling hairstylist rather than a celebrity hairstylist or an on-set hairstylist. So I'm not sure what if she does this all the time. She mentioned she does events, she travels, she does weddings, she does a lot of stuff. Okay, the real tea is a lot of you know that most of us who work on set don't advertise that we do weddings too. So that's a little bit of tea and shade. Y'all know when I get on these lives, I get to talking and sharing the deets and stuff. I might start telling y'all some undercover stuff. Yeah, Tara is saying she seemed like a day player. So a day player is someone who gets the occasional day on set. Generally, they are not union yet. Generally, they are working towards building up their union hours because they want to earn that. I always tell you guys, when I first started working on set, working with celebs and doing a lot of different things, there wasn't anybody I could go to ask these questions. There was someone who helped me like in terms of mentorship with the business, but not the actual on-set etiquette and marketing. I was watching this show like, baby, when I tell you y'all need me and the tips that I be dropping, baby, son. Sherry, I'm getting a little, because, baby, Sherry said, right, that she sat down to get her 26 inches of natural hair growth done. First off, I get this from two sides. I mentioned to you guys earlier, I generally don't get my hair done, but the times I have, I've had really bad experiences. I'm extremely tender-headed. My hair is very fine. It cannot take heat. My hair be like, I'm just not going to do that, okay? My hair right now, my natural hair is about to hair, okay? It's a good 18 inches. I can't do much with it, but it's mine. You know, I grew it out. It's on my head. This is what I want. For many years, many hairstylists have struggled with natural hair. Even the hairstylists who have learned how to work natural hair, they've learned how to work it in a salon where you come in, you shampoo it, you wet set it, you put them under the dryer. Can I tell you, you can't do that on set. Most of the time, the overwhelming majority of time, unless it's a movie set, and it still just depends, there is no shampooing. That is a major thing most hairstylists don't get. So this means you have to create another way to create this hairstyle in a short amount of time. They're going to give you the same 45 minutes or an hour to do a natural twist out, big curly hair, an updo, a downdo, a blowout. They don't care when they make the schedule what needs to be done. A producer doesn't necessarily know what needs to be done. There are hundreds of moving pieces on the set. They're responsible for scheduling everybody. Not only is it ignorance, it's absolutely not knowing what needs to be done. So Sherry rolls up with 26 inches of hair. And I can tell from meeting Adele was like, what am I supposed to do with all this hair? So Adele said she don't usually work with curling irons. She just be flicking that flat iron. There's another problem. Hairstylists, I implore you to learn to work curling irons, okay? I implore you, because when you're using a flat iron, what do y'all see my wrist doing? What y'all see my wrist doing? Do you know how many injuries come from overworking your wrist? My wrist is kind of sore, but you know, when you're on set, you working that thing. Don't kill yourself for these people's hairstyle, okay? They simply do not comprehend how much goes into it. Yes, Tara, you're right. That was another red flag, that she don't really work with hairstylists. Girl, how you don't really work with hairstylists? Oh, yes, Styles by Stacy. And then she sprayed the hair while it was on a curling iron. She said, now I know Adele lied. I said the same thing. I said, she did what now? Say what now? Listen. Adele ain't know what to do with that hair and she was in a rush, okay? I got problems on multiple levels. Back in the day, before there were better hairstyling techniques, before there was education, there was all of these wet products people were using in their hair. Do not wet someone's hair and put direct heat on it. Do not wet the hair. So wetting is a spritz, a heavy water spray bottle, okay? Don't do that. That's wetting the hair and then putting heat. And then also, y'all get mad at me when I talk about avoiding grease and oils on set. You put grease and you put oil on somebody's hair and you put them in front of them hot ass lights for a full day of filming, you can start to see regular hair deflate or get hot and sizzle and start to do, when the hair start doing this, it's too much. It's oil and heat. Put a little flick of oil on one of them flames, on one of them burners in your house, okay? Flick even some water and you're going to see it. So let's point out the key point that Johnny mentioned. Adele knows she was wrong. She knows she was wrong because as she wrapped the curling out and sprayed it, it gets this undeniable brown hair color that's on every hair texture, that's on every hair color. It's this undeniable brown. Now you know you done effed up color that lets you know it's not coming out. But Adele hit her with one of them old school tricks. Adele said, I'm going to spray this thing so goddamn hard that it's going to be forced to stay. So you see how you can't see every little individual strand of my hair? She sprayed it so hard in a clump together that it wouldn't come out, that Sherry wouldn't notice the hair falling. When she go home and shampoo it and she put a little moisture on that thing, it all fall apart. Now, I know she lying like Stacey said. Okay, let me get some hearts because, you know, I'm getting a little riled up here. You know, I felt personally attacked because I work on sets. I work on celebrities, and there are so many people who struggle to be able to style black hair. I've been often misquoted as saying, we need more black hairstylists to style black hair. No, Adele was a black hairstylist. We need people who are hairstylists who know how to style all hair textures. It is not up to the client to be able to decipher who is able to style their hair. Every client is owed the right because we have licensing. We have other things to say that we should be doing their hair. They're owed the right that when they get out of the chair, the hair should be better than when they got in. Now listen, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm not going to tell you I agree with it. Tamar knows she's wrong for saying not she shouldn't have trusted Adele because Adele didn't have hairline. Look, I've already discussed we have alopecia. Alopecia is hair loss that can come from chemical burns, that can come from genetics, that can come from traction alopecia, being pulled, just your hair being ripped out. So I'm not going to go in on Adele. Y'all don't follow Tamar when she say not to trust somebody who ain't got no hairline, because Tamar is, you know, struggling to get hers together as well. Yes, she sprayed it. Yes, Gabrielle, she sprayed the freaking curling iron, okay? You hear me? She sprayed the curling iron, y'all. Okay, let me get back to my notes. Let me get back to the note. So I also love that it was made very clear, hey Myrna, that it was made very clear that working on set is not easy. When I teach my classes, I'm always talking about the stress that you work under when you're on set. I would assume any other hairstylist can curl hair or do a twist out or do anything in the salon on their own time, around their own people, with their own tools, in their own setup. But to have to do it in a fourth of the time with a whole lot of people doing it, with a whole lot of people watching you, that's when it comes out, yes, lavish stress can cause alopecia. So, you know, we don't want to go in on why Adele didn't have hair. And I don't want to go in on Adele at all. I'm hoping that she really got something out of this because Adele was not the bad guy. Adele is a representation of the numerous hairstylists who get an opportunity on set and are not prepared for the opportunity they are offered because they didn't come to the MonaeLife.com where I teach you how to prepare for styling all hair textures, how to work through the stress. Okay, on Faith is saying onset is not easy at all, but I love it. It's literally seconds to do hair on set sometime with people watching and you don't have whatever tools you need. Myrna knows, Myrna slays. Yes, that's why I'm getting prepared. Keona's getting prepared. Let me tell you, you can be on set and they simply not have the things that you need. So Tamar brought up a good point. She said that you can ask for a, what did she say? You can get a kit, a day rate for your kit. So that's another advice that's not exactly true. So if you are working on a union set, if you're working on a movie, if you are working on a TV show, God, I can't believe I'm forgetting the word, but you can get a payment for your kit. That is not the everyday set. That is not photo shoots. That's not commercials. That's not things of that nature. But in some situations, it should be, you can get God, y'all tell me the freaking word. You know what I'm trying to say. Goodness gracious. The day rate for your kit. Oh, the kit rental fee. Kit rental fee. There you go. But that's not on every set. And especially when you are newer in the beginning, it's difficult to get on those jobs. Hair by Nathaniel said we can't blame it all on Adele because if she was on set, there should have been someone who informed her where was the key. Absolutely. And many times these situations happen. What I've personally seen is you have a key who is unable to style a particular hair texture. So they go out and they hire someone who looks like that actress. They don't know if their skills are good or not. And they hire them and they just expect that those two people will hit it off because they look alike. And I'm thankful that Johnny and Tamar in VH1 showed that that's not always the case. Yes, Myrna corrected me, the day rate for the rental kit free. Absolutely. Okay, let's see what other questions we got. Facebook, y'all go ahead and put those questions up there so I can get to you. Instagram, once again, if you have a question or a comment you want seen, put it in the question mark right beside the comment box so I can bring it up like this. Styles by Stacy B, who alerted me to the show because I had seen a promo and completely forgot about it before she tagged me in it. She says, how do you feel about the unprofessional stylist on set? Stacy was trying to, not Stacy, you're Stacy. Adele was trying to fake it until she made it, and I noticed a lot of the way she answered her questions. It was very much, let me put my shoulders back and speak this way. This way, I sound more professional, and they'll believe me. Ma'am, it didn't work. We're sorry, we don't believe you. You need more people. However, I am excited that she wants to learn. I'm excited she wants to be there. I'm excited that she did not let that opportunity sour her from working on set. And I want to bring up something else from Adele. Adele, I don't know if you're going to watch this. Please take everything I say in love. Let me bring up something else. Adele spent Sherry around in that chair with that big curly hair and told her, well, since before she was finished doing her twist out, she turned around and told Sherry, well, since everything's going so good between us now, I know they're getting ready to do a reboot. I would come and work with you on set pro bono. Let me tell you, people outside of the industry, I'm sure you thought this sounded great. That's not legal. You cannot be on a set, on a TV show set, or a union set, or a movie set working pro bono. It's a no. Pro bono means free, just so you guys know. There is no let me make it up to you on the show. The show would not be able to be insured. So think about something like the way she burned her hair out. Sherry, if she wanted to, could have sued the show for insurance. It was just a complete no. There is no working pro bono on a show because I'm happy now. So Adele had a lot of the right feelings. She simply did not know how to go about it. And, that's Hail by Nathaniel J said, this is how I know she's not a set adequate. Also, Tara's pointing out, also, you never want to offer to go pro bono because you're undercutting yourself, and she showed herself to be a novice. So when we start getting into choosing your rates for shows and daily pay and hourly pay, Professionals, people that work in this area know that if you give them a rate that's way below market rate, they're going to know you don't normally work. If you give them a rate that's way higher than market rate, they're going to know you don't normally work. So there were so many tools and tidbits in there, and I appreciated Johnny showing her about the hair pieces. Excuse me, I always bring it back to me when I talk about the client position. And like TC is saying, she didn't know how to clip the fall in correctly. She's still not doing well after the redo. Hey, Christy, listen, Adele had never been put under this amount of stress in her life. Adele was about to lose her cookies trying to make Cherry, the celebrity, happy, Johnny Wright happy, with Tamar on the side, cackling. Adele was about to lose her ish, okay? I thought that was good to show as well. As Johnny said, she was unfocused. She was unfocused because there's a lot going on around her. I want you guys to imagine her feelings as Johnny and Tamar are standing there and Sherry, but there's also a cameraman and an entire production crew in front of her, okay? So we're watching the show, we see her, but she sees all of them. She sees all of them in her mind judging her, okay? Even clipping clips in wrong can hurt. I have certainly had to learn, during the process, and I have certainly gone to clip somebody's hair and been thinking, ooh, was that a piece of scalp? Lord Jesus, save me, because I ain't never clipped somebody's scalp in a hair extension before today, but apparently today was the day. So, yes, Adele said, this chair too high for me. I'm short, but the chair wasn't too high when you first started. She could not remember how to lower the chair. So once again, we're discussing To Catch a Beautician, which comes on VH1. It's hosted by your boy Johnny Wright and Tamar Braxton. You know, y'all should tag them and let them know we're talking about them, okay? So yes, on set is so different than being in a salon, but she was in a situation where she was in a salon, but it was still a set because producers were there, camera people were there, an instructor was there, a lead was there. Like, goodness gracious, she had a lot going on. And then, low key, before I get to these questions, I was laughing because they didn't show Adele finish the hairstyle because she didn't finish that hairstyle. Who knows? Maybe they clipped it later, but that was not Sherry's hair in the front. That was a full wig that they put on her, and it looked good though. But I just said, goodness gracious. Okay, once again, if you're on Instagram, put your questions where it's a question mark box next to the comment. Facebook, I can see yours popping up. Facebook, you guys always show up and never disappoint. I want to make sure that I bring up any big comments. I want to make sure that I shout out any questions. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, Stacy B is saying she was mortified by the dismissive attitude. I think Adele was in a situation she just absolutely could not fathom. And what I would like to ask for everyone to do is understand that working on set is very difficult. Being a hairstylist in general is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the dumb girl. It's for somebody on their toes who can move quickly. And she was in a very precarious situation. So keep some grace, the same grace that you want people to keep from you, keep for you. Keep that for Adele. Adele is probably rocking it on set somewhere now. I mean, at least I hope. Okay, here by Nathaniel. Let's see. Comment. Stylage. Encourage a strong communication with your customers. Clients should never, I can't see the rest, but I completely agree with you. When so on the MonaeLife.com, I have a free download for how to prepare for your high-end client. You want to communicate with clients, okay? You've got to communicate with them. It is worth a 5-minute uncomfortable conversation to avoid, you being asked to leave a production. I worked on a production and I was not the key, and I was, I was the key, but I was not the department head. So you have department head and then you have key. So the department head brought me in, and he just was very lackadaisical, took his time, didn't have urgency, and didn't know how to do a lot of things required of him, and they invited him to leave. He still hates me for staying to this day. But you know, things happen on set, okay? And actors can make your job so difficult if they don't like you. Remember, they're actors. They can act one way and then act another way the next minute. And remember, they're never your friends. Okay, if you were on set with Adele, would you have tried to help? Stacy, you better come on through with a good question. Monae, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, would have tried to help. Monae today minds the business that pays her. Okay? Monae today, unless I was Adele's superior, like I was the key and she was the assistant, I'm learning to mind my business. Okay? What I would do is I would be around in a capacity where she could decide she needed to ask for my help. I would not jump in and offer help. I have learned the very hard way, because respect from your peers and the like of your peers is very important. Just like actors can make our job hard, co-artists on the set can make your job better or worse. They can refer you for gigs. They can do a lot of things. Milano is asking what the communication should be about. Milano, my love, that was such a great question. You got to put your questions in the question box next to the comment. So Milano, I also did multiple other lives on 5 things I wish I know before becoming a celebrity hairstylist, or things I've learned since being a celebrity hairstylist. You can catch them on my IGTV. I have done a live on how to communicate with your client. All of those are there too. My classes at the Monae Life, I teach how to style hair to photographic perfection. For on-set styling, as well as So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist, where I teach the differences between styling for print work and styling on film. I talk about technology. I have a checklist cheat sheet for those who want to go into celebrity hairstyling. That's free. You can just download it. All of this is at themonalife.com. I'm going to put my website in there for you guys to check it out. And then I'm going to get back to some more of these questions, because I see them popping up. I need your questions coming in, questions and comments, because I'm telling you, you never know who will see this. Also, like I'm so happy to have a show about hair on primetime TV. Charisma on Facebook says, I was confused. Did Adele burn all her hair off, or did she just burn the piece in the back and the young lady cut all her hair to blend the rest? Charisma, that's a good question. At first, it sounded like Sherry was saying she burned a whole lot of the hair on the bottom. But then when Sherry was confronting Adele, I did hear her say, yeah, you cut off the piece in the back. So between that and the way that Adele spoke with such vigor and like this, some of it made me wonder, was it fake? But whether it's fake or not, I appreciate it being on TV. I appreciate us giving different ways. This allows me to have different things to discuss with hairstylists who want to make it in this industry. When I was quoted in O Magazine last year, I was quoted about Black actresses having to suffer through being burned on set, having their hair not right, having their hair fall out. I mean, I work with a young lady from Nickelodeon, and she and her mom have come to me in tears, big balls missing, because they would take a hot curler to her soaking wet hair, or they would say, well, you should have done your hair before you got to set, or they'll try to sit her under the dryer, but she has a crap load of hair, so her hair isn't dry in 15 minutes, and then they'll put the heavy lights on it. That doesn't work for our hair. So I'm happy that Johnny is doing his part in drawing attention to these issues. Okay, let's see what else we got on questions on Instagram. Yeah, y'all not gonna listen. We're not gonna shame people for how they look. I see you, Nathaniel and Stacy. We're not gonna shame her now. Let's see these other questions. How can it not? Come on, other questions. There we go. What's the first step to become an on-set hairstylist? Head on over to themonalife.com. I have classes that you can watch and go at your own pace and learn. There's also free resources and downloads. Thank you so much for asking that question. Is it appropriate or permitted to reach out to a high-end client prior? Stacy, that can be very, very tricky. I'm going to err on the side of no. I have learned in my life that improper communication causes more problems than it helps. For example, I have had a client. I've had a client, a celebrity client who is quite fun. We'll tell you that. Now, if I said her name, everybody on here would know her. She decided to text me at 4 a.m. when I needed to be to her at, she decided to call me at 4 a.m. and I needed to be to her at like 7 or 8 a.m. and tell me she had forgotten her hair extensions. So I needed to run around and grab them for her. And she was very particular. I showed up with 10 I showed up with 10 different hair bundles, and she didn't like any of them. Okay, so let me tell you that. And I got to have my resting point be, well, I only had 3 hours to prepare. Had I spoken to her ahead of time, she would have ran me all up and through everywhere else. And let me tell you, they are not trying to pay for that extra. Also, speaking of which, I'm happy that Johnny pointed out the importance of having hair extensions in your kit. That really can come through. And if you are in a situation where you can be paid for kit rental, that is totally awesome. You want to start gathering hair extensions. All hair extensions don't have to be high-end human hair, especially if you're working with natural hair. You can have a mix of synthetic, human, all types of different stuff. Okay. B. Calvin said Tamar Braxton was just too much for me. You know, B. Calvin's, when I look at Tamar, I am trying my hardest to look at what is actually happening right now. For me, I always think about, you know, the Braxtons, her sisters, and I really liked her on The Real. She was the hype woman. I'm happy she was there to hype up my industry, because think about it this way. Johnny Wright is very respected and good at what he does, but he's not a household name. Tamar, people know who she is. So the two of them lending their voices together brought forth the show. If I remember correctly, they both had to audition for the show. So it's not that one is considered to be more popular than the other. So I'm appreciative of the fact that she was there. Okay. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts, because we about to close this out. I want to see what else y'all want to talk about for this last few minutes before I close y'all up. Yes, Beautify Travels, in a few wigs, you need to have, they expect you to bring an entire salon in your kit. This is why I created the celebrity cheat sheet checklist, so that you know what they expect you to have in your kit. Don't get caught out there. Adele says she didn't have curling irons. Adele said she didn't have curling irons. And you know what's funny? What I do believe that Adele was saying when I think closer, because she said she was curling her natural hair, the overwhelming majority of people do not have the tiny curling irons. And when I say tiny, most people don't even have them as small as my pinky, but that would be too big for this. There are tiny, tiny, tiny curling irons out there, or there's ways to work your flat iron to create those tiny curls. But if you're not used to these things, you don't know how to adapt. Adele was caught out there. Probably nobody wanted to do Sherry's hair, and Adele was like, oh, I'm about to come up. I'm about to be on. Oh yeah, it's about to pop. And it didn't. All right, let's see what comments we got on down to the IG. Facebook, come on through with your comments now. Wouldn't it be easier for an on-set hairstylist to avoid some of these problems with a consultation? Sherry, it might be easier, but it depends on the set. And easier is relative, because everybody has a different intent. So who's in charge? Sometimes the producer wants the talent they're paying to look a certain way. Hey, Sully. Hey, Alan Mommy. Sometimes they want the talent to look a certain way, and maybe the actress or the model doesn't want to look that way. But this is what I talk about on the MonaeLife.com as well. Learning who the client is. Many times we are in the middle of, we have to make everybody happy, okay? So we have to decide if the producer wants her to look a different way from how she wants to look, she may not lead you in the right direction, or the director may not understand the hair things. There's a lot of different touch and go situations. If you're working like I was the key on a new series coming out on ABC called The Wilds, yeah, there was a lot of time to discuss it ahead of time, but all of that discussion led to a lot of confusion. It didn't make it easier. You want to be the most adaptable person on set, because remember, most of these people work in production companies. The directors and the producers, they all move as a union. They work as together. They work together. You're always considered the replaceable one. You want to make it that your job, you make it easier for them. You know, it took me years to get that, but you don't want to make it that, you know, it's hard for them to work with you. You want to be able to rock and roll and be ready to go. So this means knowing how to style the hair almost every different way it comes in, having different examples. But if they tell me they want really curly hair, this is what I think. But I'm also going to bring a curl like this. I'm also going to bring a loose wave. I'm also going to bring hair that's a little lighter, hair that's a little darker, because people claim they know what they want until you put it on them. Charisma said, hold on. She did have curling irons. They were just, oh, girl, I don't know if they count. Adele stated that she had been trying to get out there and build back up her clients, so it seemed like she just used what she had. Adele might have been going through some things, and for them to say, oh, Adele didn't look like that when I worked with her, I didn't love them saying that. But, you know, things happen. They have to make the TV show fun and entertaining. Come on, Faith. Would you be open to selling a list of extensions to carry in the kit? This way we aren't missing. You know, Faith, I do work with a few hair extension companies. Maybe I'll add it to my kit. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I think that was a great idea, Faith. I don't know. Do you guys want to know what hair extensions I carry? Y'all got to let me know if y'all want to know that stuff. Let me know what you want from me. We got a few minutes left. If anybody want to hang out for a few minutes, tell me some things you want from me. Do you like that I'm covering this show today? Do you guys like when I go live? Let me know some classes you want to see. You know, use this time, because I'm giving you 5 more minutes. 5 minutos. Yes, I really had to count because me and Spanish have not been getting along. Christmas says she would like the list. Okay, I see you over there. I see you over here. Hear about the thing you said that flat iron was golden hot. But let me tell you, I have been, from 98, I have been on sets and Golden Hot sponsored it, and I slayed the hair the same way, but I knew how to work the regular metal versus working ceramic versus titanium versus stove curlers. Hey, Asher Perfect. Milana says she likes that I go live. I'm so happy to hear that. Styles by Stacy B. Thanks for doing this live. Great point shared. Awesome. 3 more minutes, guys. Every time I tell y'all I'm about to end and we're going to run out of time, y'all come up with the best questions. So now I'm trying to give you a little bit more time, because you know Instagram will kick me off. If y'all don't know nothing else, you know the Instagram is going to pick me up. Hey, Alex Mass. Yes, Hair by Nathaniel J. It is all about techniques. It's hot not to burn up with the gold and hot, or hard not to burn up with the gold and hot. Cosmo School, like the yellow bird. I'm an NUA first, hair second, so I love this. Awesome, Faith. You know, I did hair and makeup for many years. I do still makeup. I do still do makeup. I just don't promote it. It took me so many years to hear people when they're saying promote yourself as doing one instead of both. Okay, I'm not seeing no more questions. I'm not seeing no more comments. I am so thankful for all of you that tuned in. TC, you said you want assistant opportunities. Those who take classes from me at the Monae Life are entered into my private group, and that's where I choose my assistants from. So you can head on over to the MonaeLife.contact, the MonaeLife.com/contact, and check it out there. So I am so appreciative to everybody for tuning in. If it's up to me, I'll work with all of Johnny Wright done popped in the last few minutes. Johnny, I knew you was gonna pop in. Johnny, I have been giving you so much love. I love the show. I love the premise. I love the fact that you gave some technical tips. I love the fact that you were very fair and honest, and thank you for your hard work in bringing a show that shows the hard work that we do in this career. You have been killing it for many years. I've had the pleasure of meeting you before, and we're thankful. We are not clowning the show because we loved it. We love that you got folks together. Now, you know, if you want to jump in for this literal 5 minutes we got on the live, you know, I would not be opposed, but that's only if you wanna. So yeah, we really love the way you got what was it, Keisha, the first girl together, because I think she was just beefing hard with her client. And then also we really love the second show that you did with, I'm trying to find you to invite you. Shoot, I can't find you. We love the second show that you did with Adele. We know Adele. Poor Adele made my job look horrible, but this is why I teach classes at themonalife.com on how to work with people on set, because so many people just do not know. And poor Adele burned out Sherry's hair. Adele lacked a lot of basic skills. She lacked a lot of fundamentals, and I'm thankful that you were able to teach her and show the importance of it. You also were able to touch on the etiquette. So many people miss the etiquette in the show. Well, I'm not seeing your request to join live, and I get that. I'm thankful that you stopped by. Hey, everybody, I'm going to sign off now. Monae Everett, and if you want to find out more about my classes, themonalife.com. But I think we should make this a weekly thing. What do y'all think? Should I come back next week and see what Johnny and Tamar are up to next week on To Catch a Beautician on VH1? Y'all, you know what? Come on through. Johnny's here. Johnny's here. Johnny, we waiting for you. Come on, Johnny.
You think I'm scared to come on?
No, I said I didn't want to put you out, though. I said, you know, you were at home relaxing. I don't want to, make no assumptions.
It has been one of those days where I don't know what it is. I've been so lazy, but we've been going so hard for the past 4 months preparing for this premiere. I think my body naturally just gave up on me today, and I just laid out and didn't do anything. But I'm sitting here watching Bravo now with a few friends with social distancing. Don't worry, guys.
I was going to ask, right?
We're 6 feet apart. But thank you so much for this. I'm not going to stay on long, but thank you so much for this. I see all the hearts popping in now. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Make sure you continue to support the show. You have 18 more episodes, and I'm telling you, the stories get better and better and better as the season goes on. So I really appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you, Johnny. You did a phenomenal job of entertaining and educating. Many times that's lost. You did a great job of showing the importance of foundation and techniques and etiquette, business marketing skills. You did a good job of mirroring to them that the attitude you give out is what you're going to get back. You did I was watching. You did a great job balancing Tamar's being a lot, which is great for the show, but there was no mockery. You came all the way through. We want to give you your flowers right here and now. I am thankful for the show.
I really appreciate that. That is so sweet of you. Yeah, I do think that me and Tamar, I was actually worried about, in the beginning because, I feel like my personality is pretty big too. So I thought that 2 big personalities would just sound like people yelling at you on the screen. But it seemed like it balanced out very well, and I do feel like the chemistry was beautiful. So kudos to Scout and VH1 for recognizing that and putting us on the screen together, because I do enjoy filming the show with her.
Awesome.
So it was great.
they're going to kick us off. We got 2 minutes, and I don't like to take up too much of anybody's time, and I appreciate you jumping on, but I think I might make this a thing. VH1 needs to know that we're here, we're watching, and we're supportive and thankful to you.
Well, it means the world to me to have hairstylists support more than anything. There are over 8 million hairstylists in this country. There's even more than that worldwide. So to have the support of the hairstylists is all we really need. So I'm really happy that you are doing this and continue to do this. And all you other hairstylists, you can host your own chats as well too, because we need it. The industry needs it.
The industry needs it. These networks need to know that we're watching. They need to know Black people are watching, and they certainly need to know hairstylists are watching more than anything. All right, I cannot let Instagram be so rude as to cut us off. So I'm going to thank you sincerely for joining, and we're just going to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you all again. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you the next week, guys. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, all right, it's counting me down, but I knew my man Johnny was going to show up. I felt the feeling in my heart it was going to happen. And no, we didn't plan that, but I felt the feeling in my heart. But Instagram really is counting me down, so I have to say goodbye. Tune in next week. Make sure you're following me at Monae Artistry. Also, head on over to the MonaeLife.com if you'd like to learn how to avoid those mistakes and keep your clients happy. Signing off. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, Facebook. Johnny Wright showed up. Johnny Wright showed up. Okay, I'm hoping that you all enjoyed that, and I think I'll do this again next week. See you guys then. Bye-bye.